preschool team. First of all, I just have noticed really how much the consistency is paying off. I saw that this weekend, and a volunteer who serves on Fifth Sundays noticed it too. She really commented, and she said, wow, I can tell that things have been so much more consistent. The kids really seem to know what we do and what's going on. In fact, she was like starting a game to get everyone to sit down, and then she realized everyone was already sitting down because they know they're coming in for story. That's what we do. So thank you. I know that's one of our two goals this year is teamwork and consistency. So we're on the right track. All right. So the kids last week heard about the triumphant entry of Jesus. So this week they are going to be hearing about Jesus being arrested. So the first activity before story is really just Simon Says, but we're doing the King Says, or Queen, whichever one. Who's on the photo? I guess Queen. The Queen Says. So we'll just play the game like Simon Says, the Queen Says. If they don't, then sorry. And then we can just say kings and queens are super powerful. Everyone obeys their commands. But do you know who's the most powerful or even more powerful than kings and queens? Jesus. Jesus is the king of everything. And you can ask them, what rules would you make if you were the king or the queen? And then we go into our story time with our Topher video and some worship songs. We can use scarves for worship or shaker eggs, whatever you prefer. And then the first activity is they're making a king's crown. Now, I maybe didn't have the right kind of plate, but I was like, this is a disaster. I'm like, no, we're not doing this. So right before I filmed this video, I went and I ordered the sparkly gold sentence strip so the kids can make that instead. And I'll pull some foam stickers. You can make some really great crowns. So you don't have to worry about this origami down here. Okay, so once you've made the crown, you can say, what kind of person wears a crown? That's right, kings and queens. And today we learned the best king ever is Jesus. And Jesus is king of everything. And then it goes on to the kids use the crown. And the children takes turns wearing the crown, and we tell the children when they're the king or queen, they get to make a decree, and the other children perform that action. So it could be like, I order everyone to karate chop the air, or I order everyone to jump up and down. And then we ask the kids, is Jesus the king of kids who karate chop the air? And then lead the children in responding, yes, Jesus is king of everything. We want them repeating that over and over again so that repetition gets stuck in their little brains. And then we can ask them, Jesus is our king, so we should obey what he says. What could you do to obey Jesus? And then we have some egg toss games for our memory verse. So our memory verse is Exodus 15:18. And I don't know if sometimes, we put these in the classroom. Mateo was like, this was like his treasure. He wanted to make sure he had it. He was worried he dropped it a couple times. And then he read it to me. So he was pretty proud to be able to read his verse to me that he had memorized. So this is a great little take home, but this has their verse. It has the motions. The Lord rules. That's your crown. Forever and ever. Draw 2 circles in the air, ever and ever. Exodus 15:18, like you're reading a book. So once you've practiced it a few times, then you can have the kids stand facing a partner about 1 foot apart. Have the children slowly say the verse out loud while tossing the egg back and forth. Toss the egg 1 time for each word in the verse. When they finish, ask them if anyone made it through the entire verse without dropping the egg. I did not clarify. We are using plastic eggs, just in case you thought there was some chance this was going to get messy. No worries. And then for each round, have children take 1 small step backwards to create more distance. And then round and round. This is again another egg activity, but it's reviewing the Bible story. So kind of like hot potato, sit in a circle, begin passing the egg around and saying this rhyme below. The rhyme has, when it's finished, instruct the child holding the egg to stop passing it. Ask the child what happened first in today's Bible story. Just any part that they can share. And if necessary, allow the other children to help. When finished, you can pass the egg and say the rhyme again. Just have someone else start with the rhyme, or you'll end up around the same spot. So here's your little rhyme. The Easter egg goes round and round. Don't let it fall or touch the ground. When this rhyme comes to an end, the egg will stop with one good friend. If you're that friend, don't even worry. Help us tell the Bible story. That's it. That's your rhyme. And then we have our go home guide. That is their chance to sort of respond to what they're hearing and learning from God. So it's a drawing activity. Jesus is our King. Draw a picture of Jesus with his crown on his head and say a prayer to ask Jesus to help us obey him. And then on the other side of that is the coloring sheet. It tells that Jesus is the King of everything. As always, we have snack. It's in the room. Believe it or not, it is Cheerios. So I am excited. I think it's going to be a great Sunday in Harvest Kids. I'm praying for you. I'm thankful for you. Thanks for being a part of our team and making a difference in the lives of this generation. Have a great week. Bye.